Is Fantastic Beasts as fantastic as the title implies? Well, let's get into that.
It was open?
Just a smidge.
Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be talking about Fantastic Beasts, the new Harry Potter movie that just came out recently. I watched it in theaters last night, and I thought I'd talk to you guys about it. Now, I am going to talk about this movie in spoiler context later on in the review, but first I will talk about it. No spoilers, give you a quickie, relatively quickie overview of what I thought about the movie, how I feel about it, and very, very no spoilers review of the movie, so you guys who haven't seen it and want to know if you should, go ahead and see the movie. Also, if you guys want to recommend other movies and shows and stuff for me to watch and talk about, just comment down below. But let's get into it. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the new Harry Potter movie. Yes, it is fantastic. This movie was incredible. The feeling I got watching it again, it felt like Harry Potter was back, you know? And Harry Potter's been gone for a long time. As someone who actually remembers when the first book came out, like, I was young enough at the time, like, my mother had to read the first book to my brother and I in bed. I'm 24. So, like, I grew up reading these books. These were my favorite books. My first two audiobooks were The Hobbit, with a mixed cast, and the Jim Dale CD American version of The Goblet of Fire. We were going to the Grand Canyon, got this big, like, 23 disc box set. 27 hours. I kept, like, swapping discs in and out in the middle of restaurants while we were anywhere. Brothers basketball tournament, that kind of thing. Like, I love Harry Potter. I am obsessed with Harry Potter, you might even say. And is this actually good enough for me? Is it bringing back my love of Harry Potter? Is it true to the brand? Now, I'm not going to equate it to the Harry Potter movies because, in my personal belief, they do not stack up to the books. And I know a lot of people feel that as well. A lot of things about the Harry Potter movies previously were great. 7 was brilliant. I haven't actually seen 8 for, like, just my personal reasons. I've seen what they do, and in my opinion, it's not what they do in the book. And I'm like, Harry Potter is the book for me. But this movie is its first. It is an individual movie. It wasn't made as a book first. It was made as a movie. So, is it worth watching? Is Fantastic Beasts feel like Harry Potter? Now, I guess for most people, if you're thinking about Harry Potter, you're imagining the boats floating across the lake and Hedwig's theme playing in the background. I believe it's called Hedwig's theme, like the do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Like, you hear that in your head, and you get that feeling that you're going to watch a Harry Potter movie. You're going to go to Hogwarts. You're going to have that experience. It's the same thing I felt when I sat down, when I hear that music, and anytime I hear that afterwards, or at the beginning of an audiobook, it's the same feeling I got when I sat down in Star Wars Episode 7 and heard the Star Wars theme song again. You know what I'm talking about. You forget that it's Star Wars, and you go to see Star Wars and you sit down, and then that music plays and you realize, holy shit, I know I'm seeing Star Wars, but I'm seeing Star Wars. So, is this that comeback? And I know I've built it up, but I've just been building up like a yes or no question as the non-spoilery part. But that's all you really need to know, in a sense. And yes, it is. It's that feeling you get again. Like, then the magic comes out, and it almost feels like more of a Harry Potter adventure than the Harry Potter books and movies. And I know it sounds weird, because it's not Harry Potter, but think about it this way. All the Harry Potter books, yeah, they're cool, magic, school, all stuff taking place in Hogwarts, but now you get to see the wider wizarding world. You get to see what it's like in America. back in the 20s, just after World War One, you get to see like a lot more of these magical beasts. What does a Bowtruckle look like? Well, because the fifth Harry Potter movie was an absolute travesty, you never actually got to see about 2/3 of what the important stuff that happened in book 5. But in here, you get to see Bowtruckles, you get to see Murklaps, like legit Murklap essence. You get to see one of those things. You get to see a Niffler for the first time. You get to see all of this stuff. And because we're years later, the special effects live up to what should be in a Harry Potter movie. Like, dear God, I wish the people that made this, the studio that made this, was able to now make the Harry Potter movies. Like, I wish I got to see Harry Potter made like this when the old ones came out. Yeah, keep young Daniel Radcliffe and all the other actors, but it's the magic, the creatures, the whole thing. Like, again, I could say more things, and yet technically spoilers. There's a Murklap and a Bowtruckle, but like those couple things you've seen in the trailers, there are magical beasts. Surprise! But I'm not. I wish I could say more, but I would be spoiling this movie for you. So at this point, if this is all, you don't want spoilers, you haven't seen the movie, it's amazing. This is incredible. This feels like Harry Potter. This is what I've been waiting for. And I was worried when they said they're going to make 5 of these. It's like, it was going to be one movie, and now they're going to make 5, and I'm like, oh God, it's going to be sequel-itis. It's going to be the trilogy thing where the second movie never actually ends a storyline because they know they're making a third one and they force you to wait 2 years. But no, like, this movie, I'm not going to say anything. If you want spoilers, you want to hear why I'm happy that they're making 5 movies. I'm actually happy they're making 5 because of all the problems with all the other movies that they do that, like Part 3 A and B with friggin' Hunger Games, and like 7 A and B with Harry Potter. Why I'm actually happy, watch the spoiler review. But yeah, if you want to see more of my stuff, because this is the end of the video for you and you don't want to get spoiled, subscribe to my channel. You can come back and see the rest of the video later, or you can see the rest of the videos I post. Like, I just did a review of Pacific Heat. I believe it should be up there. It's exploding on YouTube, which I'm very happy about. You can see in the little card there. Subscribe, see more of the videos. Like it if you like it. Just throw a like on that, hit on that like button. And again, comment down below if you have something you want me to watch, like a movie or a TV show or a book you might want me to read. I'm about to post a review of Ready Player One. I did an earlier review, but it's a book, so you kind of want to hear my thoughts about the whole thing. Like, is it a complete story? A bit of contention on that review. Trust me, I'm going to get a bit heated there, but it should be a good read. It should be a good watch. But yeah, from this point on, if you are staying, or if you're not, hit that subscribe button. But spoiler warning, right now, right here, there are going to be spoilers from this point on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, so I realized at the end of this video I had recorded for a really long time, longer than expected, but don't worry, it's not all rambling on anything like that. It's actually very concise. There's just a lot of stuff to talk about with how the movie is done and made and everything like that, and it's all very in-depth. If you're just watching the no spoilers bit, you should be fine, but if you want to get in-depth with me, keep going, keep watching the whole video. There's a lot of great things to discuss, I think. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Go. Alright, we are in the spoiler portion of this video. Harry Potter, technically Harry Potter Universe, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. This is an incredible movie. Just the way they film everything. Like I said, how they do the magic and how they create the world. It feels like, in a cinematic sense, a perfected version of what the Harry Potter movies were trying to achieve. And they were able to do things that the Harry Potter movies, because of time constraints and money constraints at the time, and mainly graphical constraints, we're not able to do. Like, everything just looks a lot better. When you go into Actually, no, I think I'll start with this. The main thing that shows, like, what they're doing, like, how much more impressive it is when you go inside the suitcase. So, yeah, Newt Scamander, obviously, he has a suitcase. Inside it are all these magical beasts. But it's not just, oh, he reaches in, pulls one out, pulls one out. It's like the tent in that you first see in book 5. Like, the magical enlargement charm inside. He just goes, literally walks and goes step, step, step. Like, here's the thing, step, 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 step. Inside a regular, like, briefcase, travel case, walks down. He has an entire, like, zoo in different biomes and stuff for all these creatures. He has, like, miniature horse-sized dune beetles rolling around dirt and probably fecus and mud and making their own little, like, statues and pillars and stuff, and like stacking their own poop balls and rocks on top of each other. You have Bowtruckles, one of which is always like hiding in his collar. You have Niffler, or well, you have a Niffler. You have all this kind of stuff, like these amazing beasts, the giant eagle, all this stuff. And I think a thing they did really, really well to show this experience to us, basically they allowed us to see it through the eyes of a muggle, or in the thing, a no-mage. They allowed us to see it through the eyes of a regular person, someone who doesn't have magic. Fred Kowalski, or James Kowalski, whatever the character's name is. The Kowalski, the main human buddy friend, who just by happenstance and all this goofy trouble ends up getting all wrapped up in this deal, and you go on a whole adventure with him and the discredited ministry official, ex-Auror, and Newt Scamander and her sister, who also works for the ministry. Go on this cool adventure to essentially try and... That's the best part. It doesn't have, like, you don't know what the point of the movie is, specifically, till later on. Like, it's Newt Scamander comes. He says, oh, I'm looking for a magical creature. That's the first idea. And then his Niffler runs away. And then he's got to go get that back. And his, like, case explodes because it gets switched with the human, with Kowalski. And then a bunch of creatures go. So, he's getting his creatures back. That's probably the plot of it. And he's trying to, like, make peace with the, and prove that his creatures aren't the ones, like, wrecking New York and stuff like that. And it's my favorite kind of story wherein you don't know where the story is going throughout it. For example, an amazing book example of this would be the Kingkiller Chronicles, or better known as The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. That is a brilliant book. It would be an amazing movie. It is a brilliant book where even two like thick books in, I have no idea where they're going. And that excites me more than anything else. Because you think the book might be going one way, and it's telling the adventure of this character. In fact, and that is what the movie's like. You're seeing the adventure of Newt Scamander going through all this stuff, and different plots developing, and other things like the New Salem Association, the New Salem people, like, we hate witches and we want to destroy them, so let's, like, build our own thing, and the mother's, like, abusing kids, the adding that dark aspect. And then you see the two kids, like the one played by Ezra Miller who's going to play the Flash, is one of the main orphans who's been roped into this New Salem shtick. And as the story develops, you discover that it's not actually about magical creatures. Like, the base, like, thing of the movie in this Grindelwald era Harry Potter universe isn't actually about magical creatures and getting them back in the case and saving them. It's about this thing called an Obscurus, or an Obscura, or they have a couple names for them. Basically, apparently, like, anyone who's read Harry Potter knows that when you're, like, 10, by the time a magically powered human... Sorry, there's a shit ton of light coming in from over there. When a magically powered human, starts coming of age, by the time they're 10, they have a sense of they have powers, and then they get their wand, they go to Hogwarts, their respective schools. But apparently, if by, like, young kids who smother their powers and try and hide them away, are forced to not use them and, like, ignore them, it builds up as this dark energy that will lash out. It looks almost like a vaporized Dementor, like a dark amorphous, violent, angry cloud that surges through and damages things. And you get to see, the whole thing is they're trying to find this Obscura that's wrecking New York and threatening to expose humans. And oh wait, then you discover the threat's not his creatures threatening to expose them. It's this mass, this thing that's literally ripping apart streets and destroying houses and all this like massive scale, like damage on a massive, massive scale. And then the whole... I think the way they're able to write together like these multiple plots and weave it through while they're into this just brilliantly thought out worlds. Like, it's J.K. Rowling. The world is well thought out. It's well planned. It feels genuine. It feels magical. It feels like, you know, a childhood like daydream. Like, it's that idea of like something so wondrous and magical and so fantastical, yet believable. And you want to be there, and you're going on this adventure, and all these cool stuff. And then you're following, you think the bad guy is the villain, is the, like, the really gruff kind of asshole ministry official. And you're like, but they're talking about Grindelwald, you know, and oh shit. I, personally, because we're talking about spoilers, right? The bad guy, Colin Farrell's character, like the whole time you think he's using the Ezra Miller kid to like find an Obscurus. Like he thinks it's like one of the kid's sister. Turns out he gives the kids like, if you need me, use this amulet. Oh shit, it's a Deathly Hallows amulet. He works for Grindelwald. He's trying to expose magicians and like take their rightful place as rulers over non-magical people. And then you, with this huge fight going down, you discover the 17-year-old kid somehow survived, is that powerful. He survived as an Obscurus. And he hasn't died, and he's killing people and all this trouble, and they're about to save him. And then the bad wizard is, like, trying to use him for his evil, ill-gotten gains and all this kind of stuff. It's so damn cool. Like, I even forgot where I was going there. I enjoyed watching this movie so much. And not just on the, like, amazing idea of, I'm getting to watch this movie. It actually was an incredibly good experience watching. Like, the movie was written well, it was shot well, CG was done brilliantly. Like, I want to go back in, even without discovering the bad guy is actually Grindelwald. All of a sudden he's like, we stopped him. Holy shit, how is he this powerful? By the way, Newt's whole use of, like, animals as actual, like, weapons and tools and stuff was, like, the weird ball thing that he, like, flicks at people was really cool. The discovery that Grindelwald, it was actually that guy all along. And oh shit, Grindelwald's not played by Colin Farrell. Oh shit, Grindelwald's actually played by Johnny Depp. I don't know why, like, I know who Johnny Depp is. I somehow forgot what the actor's name was. I kept thinking of him as Jack Sparrow.
But why is the rum gone?
But, yeah. All of a sudden, oh shit, Johnny Depp's in this thing! And then he set up this really cool idea that, like, yeah, of course there's going to be more movies. Like, it's in, like, an extended universe thing. It's like an extended universe, as in how Star Wars has an extended universe now. You have a continuing story that doesn't have to be in this whole trilogy idea. Every one of these journeys is encapsulated with the big overarching story, which currently is definitely going to be the whole Grindelwald thing. Like, Grindelwald and trying to get acceptance for magical creatures, and that whole idea going around. It's really cool. It's a really brilliant idea. And they do all this, and they create this brilliant story, and wrap everything together, and tie it up in this amazing bow. And then you're like, you're going to go on an adventure with Kowalski, they're going to travel together, best friends forever. And then all of a sudden, they wipe his memory. Your heart breaks as you watch the sister of the ministry girl. Like, she's losing a guy she's, like, basically falling in love, like, falling for. And Kowalski's found this amazing, like, magical world. Like, imagine if we found this world and then it just gets ripped from our hands. You have this, it's like everything that you ever wanted, you dreamed of, is real. Everything you couldn't even imagine is real and better than you could think, and then it's just taken away from you. You're like, it's just going to be like I'm waking up was one of the most heartbreaking things to watch. And then he gets his bakery, and then the sister is standing there in the bakery, and like all the baked goods around him are like remakes of the magical creatures, so like somehow the memories are lingering. But then the sister's there, and he sees her, and it's like, wait. And doesn't even say anything, but you can see that smile on his face and that recognition that it didn't take enough. It didn't take well enough. He can remember. His memories can come back. And I saw all of it ripped from me. And then scenes play out and things happen. And then that hope for Kowalski's just, it comes back, and they just give you that little bit right there. And then, oh, I was almost furious at the end of the movie if they would have taken Kowalski's memories, and such an amazing character was brought in, and this cool adventure, these, like, Scamander's, like, first ever, like, real friend, and then he disappears. He's like, you were my friend. And you can tell that Newt is, oh shit, I have to talk about the acting too. Fuck! This is gonna be a long review, sorry guys. But, and you can tell by the acting, like, this really is his first, like, real friend. And then, like, genuine, just, he likes him, and he has to wipe his memories, or they have to, yeah, basically they have to wipe the guy's memories. And you can see that he might come back, because he was such a great character. There's no way to write him out. He was so brilliant. I will be devastated if in the next 5 years of movies we don't get to see Kowalski again, because I loved him so much. I want to see more of these adventures. Oh, goddamn. One last thing before we wrap this up and get into the outro. It was the idea. It is the acting of Eddie Redmayne is brilliant. Now, you don't really get into Newt Scamander's history much or at all, but you discover that he was kicked out of Hogwarts. He's the disappointment to a brother who apparently the magical world fought in World War I, by the way. But he's a disappointing younger brother to a war hero. He got kicked out of Hogwarts, but Albus saved him from being, like, I don't know, removed from the community or something like that. And he, like, vied for his, stay at his retention at Hogwarts. And you can see him in how he can never really look someone in the eye properly. And he's got his, like, head down to the side, and he's, like, he's talking out of the side of his mouth, kind of stuttering a little bit, and looking away, and it's only when he's, like, looking at his creatures, per se. Like, when he's looking at Niffler, or talking to the Bowtruckle, or interacting with the creatures, or, in fact, when he's interacting with Kowalski, you can see that he opens up. And that's amazing, because it really does show how good of a friend Kowalski was, like, how much he genuinely was able to open up to a non-magical person at this day and age. And, like, it was his real friend. He really cared. As much as he cares about these creatures, the only thing that really mattered to him, because no one else cares for him, but he cares for these creatures. And you gotta see this whole story, and you gotta see at the end of the book, the end of the movie, how he really cares about the detective, and, like, he really wants to see her again, but he can't get that out. But then he manages to. He's like, I'd really like to deliver my book to you in person, kind of thing. And it's not just how it's written. It's not just how the story in the world's created. It's how the characters are written and portrayed. It's the characters themselves that really make the world real. Like, the underground bar with, like, that's run by goblins and stuff is so damn cool. But also, just a thing, that, like, murder chair where they, like, take their memories and then dip them in murder juice, that also seems to be, like, it looks like a giant pensive because they put the memories in there, but they also killed them in it. That thing was freaky. I'm just saying, that was freaky shit. But goddamn, it was an amazing book. But seeing as we've been talking about this for about 25 minutes, I gotta say, thank you guys for watching the video. This has been surprisingly longer than I wanted it to be, but I'm not disappointed because I enjoyed this movie more than I expected to. I was really excited, and then it exceeded all my expectations. And if you guys think so too, I would love to hear what you think about it in the comments down below. Again, hit that like button if you liked what you watched. You know, that thing where you go the thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. Again, I have a Pacific Heat video. I'm just about to post, as of recording this video, a new Assassination Classroom video, like a full review of the season. All those, you can see the little notifications up there. And yeah, more and more of my stuff. There will be at the end slate another like video you can click on to go see that stuff. Hopefully you guys liked it, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.